The other thing is have you seen Kevin Stefanski change and grow in his time here as a head coach? I think he has. Just your thoughts on what you've seen from the head coach.
Well, from a high school coach, here's what I see out of Kevin Stefanski. First of all, I always see him, he's always even keeled, right? He always has the same temperament. And I know that makes some reporters mad and that makes some of the fans mad, but he always has an even temperament, which is very important. And I've said this to you before. My dad's line of always keeping the boat in the water. And that's the job of the head coach, to make sure that everything is moving forward each week after a win or a loss. But yeah, I seen him grown because he's delegated responsibility. He brought in a big time defensive coordinator in Schwartz, not worried about Schwartz, taking over his job, just what's going to make the team better. Then he brings Dorsey in with the idea that Dorsey's going to help him take this offense over the top. He brings in Bubba Ventrone, who is an elite special teams guy. So he's delegating responsibilities to these high level coordinators at all three spots. I think he gives his coaches the ability to coach. I think he gives his players the ability to play. I don't think he gets set into what he does. As a coach, we all know what we know. However, you have to adjust to your personnel a little bit. Sometimes you need to bring people in to help you adjust. And I think he does that. I think he's selfless in terms of he'll do whatever is necessary to get this team over the top. I've said it from day one. I love his demeanor. I love the fact that he doesn't get too high or too low. Football is a very emotional game. And it's a long season for those pros. They play for months and months and months. You got to stay even keel and just come back to work the next day. And he does a great job of that. So, yeah, I think he's a top five coach, in my opinion, for those reasons.
Yeah, the other guy, he brought in Mike Vrabel. That's a former coach of the year. They brought in as a guy that's just wants him to help him. Another set of eyes that he trusts. And I'm with you. I know we get fans that call and scream at me about him not screaming at his players. You can't do that to guys that are making $200-300 million. They don't respond to that. They think they're adults, and you have to treat them as such.
Well, and it's very much what product are you putting out there? So there's no reason to scream and yell. At the NFL level, you're not coaching attitude or effort. Those are things you have to have. They're coaching how to get better at the position groups. And I think he does a great job of, when you go out to practice each and every day, they are organized, they are structured, they know what they're doing. Those guys, every player on that team, on that roster, has an opportunity to make plays every day. They play the first, the seconds, the thirds. They film everything. Everything is done at a very high level, very elite level. There is no reason to scream and yell. You can have position coaches like that. Like I think Jacques Cezier, the new D-line coach, is an emotional guy. Dickerson's a young guy. Boba Ventrone gets after it. But as the head coach, you can't be like that. As head coach, you got to keep the boat in the water. You got to let those guys do their thing, knowing that they're going to come back and you're the one who rights the ship. You're the one who's in charge. You keep everybody where they need to be so you can get work done. Because the idea is you got to get reps in. You got to rep this stuff and get better at it each day.
Well, and the other thing is it's not his personality to yell and scream. And that isn't really what NFL coaches do anymore. They do not scream at their players. It's just not. It's not the way it's done.